A sun-drenched Knowsley Road is the scene for this evening's Stones Bitter League Championship clash, where Saints entertained the Salford Reds, a game rearranged from the 23rd of March when both of these sides met in the semi-final of the Challenge Cup. And obviously Salford tonight looking to put matters right, hopefully if they can get a result. They've got quite a few injuries. Needed to set the big Aussie prop, John Cartwright, he's out. Saints know what they've got to do. Just waiting for the Saints to take the field, and they're led out by matchday mascots Vicky Marie Tyler. Vicky Marie is 9 years of age, she attends Allenson Street School. She enjoys swimming, watching the Saints, playing a recorder, and her favourite players are Alan Hunt, Bobby Golding and Kieran Cunningham. Out there with captain Bobby Golding, and I'm presuming it's a brother, Christopher Tyrer. He's 11 years of age, he attends Allenson Street School as well. He's the prop for the Blackbrook Royals under-11s, and also he plays for the St Helens Schoolboys, and he will be playing at Wembley on May the 3rd for the Schoolboys in the centenary schoolboy match. What a big day for this young fella. His favourite players are Ian Pickervance, Derek McVie and Apollo Perolini. So he's got quite a handful there, hasn't he? So Christopher Tyrer, Vicky Marie Tyrer, enjoy your evening with the Saints as matchday mascots. Anyway, team news obviously for tonight. Salford Reds out on the pitch, they've got a few injuries. Gary Broadbent's at full-back, Pattercini, Scott Naylor, Nathan McAvoy and Darren Rogers, the three-quarters. Steve Blakely, Ian Watson and Ian Watson, the half-back pairing. Andy Platt, Peter Edwards and Cliff Eccles, the front row. Paul Forbes, Assini for Milo, David Hume, with Southern, Martin, Burgess and Randall on the bench. The Saints side, as they were at Leeds on Friday evening, Prescott, Arnold, Hunt, Matautia, Sullivan, Martin Golding, Perolini, Cunningham, O'Neill, Joint, Morley, Hammond, Northey, Anderson, Booth and Haig on the bench. Joining me in the commentary position is Steve Ramsbottom, and I'll hand you over to Steve for early commentary.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. It's great to be at Knowsley Road again, supporting the Salford Reds, because it means the Salford Reds are in Super League, and it's a great thrill, particularly with the start that they've had to the season. 5 victories out of 5 matches is the dream start that really we could only have dreamed about when we were thinking about it. Oh, bit of a vicious tackle on Peter Edwards, not vicious, but looking dangerous. But there's no doubt about tonight's game that Saints must be clear favourites, and Saints will know that if they're going to retain the championship, they can't afford too many defeats. They're coming on the rebound from that defeat on Friday against Leeds, and Salford will really have to prove themselves tonight.
Yes, you're right, Steve. I'm sure they will bounce back, and Steve Prescott comes through. As you said, last Friday night, 3 teams unbeaten in the Super League, Saints, Salford and Bradford. They all played. All 3 were tight affairs. Bradford won by 4, Salford won by 1, and Saints just got beat by 1. On the night, personally, I thought Saints' discipline let them down, but I've been watching the video again, and I think we was robbed, actually. But it's all water under the bridge. That's history, as they say. Hammond taking the ball up. Now Cunningham breaking away, moving it over to the right. Kieran Cunningham obviously put on report last Friday night, and he's no case to answer. I can assure you that's been given to me, that information. Martin losing possession. Salford Reds come up with it. David Hume.
David Hume pouncing on that loose ball. And Pattercini charging forward and still going, being held on too low. Yep, and Salford Reds 1-point victory in as good a rugby league game as I've seen for a long time. And the referee seeing the first penalty going Salford's way, with the opportunity for Steve Blakely just to slow things down and go for the 2 points. It's a great surroundings, isn't it? It's a super stadium, this one at Knowsley Road, Ron, and the pitch is, look from this angle, this position is looking absolutely immaculate, isn't it?
Steve, it's great. It's a great evening. We had a bit of early morning rain, but obviously the pitch in excellent condition. A credit to Neil Holding and his ground staff. Saints penalised by Mr Presley for moving up in an offside position, and early chance for points for Salford Reds. As you said, Steve, they come here unbeaten in 5 outings, winning by 1 point at home in the last 2 home games, Paris and Sheffield, and Saints comprehensively whacked them. It's only the second home game of the season for us, Can Salford keep up the winning way, Steve? I think they're going to find it out tonight.
Oh, well, there's no doubt it's going to be hard. And there's a rare sight. Steve Blakely missing an attempt at goal. Most reliable of goal kickers. No doubt it's going to be a hard game. No doubt that Saints are the favourites, not just for tonight's match, but for the championship as a whole. But it still has to be done. Saints have to win the game. Salford will be out to show them and the rest of the Rugby League that 5 out of 5 isn't a fluke. Broadbent stiffening the resolve in defence for Salford. And Fakasini always wanting the ball anywhere, always needing men to put him down like that. 3 men that time to bring him down. Salford working the short side. Cliff Eccles, great striding run from him. Good play from Cliff Eccles with men all around him, still managing to go forward. Salford having a good line. Blakely's out there. Oh, quick tackle. Oh, great recovery from Broadbent. Saints up so quickly to smother out that Salford attack. Referees waved them off though, and I think that's perhaps a bit harsh on Saints. But Mr. Presley seeing it Salford's way, and so the early initiative with Salford with possession inside the Saints half still by Marlowe. He's in for the injured John Cartwright, and no John Cartwright for the rest of this season probably. It's going to be a big loss to a blow to the Reds. But for all that, Andy Platt's back with all his experience, and Ian Watson on to David Hume. Nasty inside pass, but goes to ground, and Naylor knocks on, and the chance goes a begging.
Yes, Salford obviously varying the play. Very fortunate, I think, getting another set of 6. Alan Hunt come in on buffer forward there. He didn't half clatter him, didn't he? You can see that was the danger there. The tackle had to be in early, and it was. The referee saying that Saints had touched the ball and giving Salford another set of 6. Well, now it's Saints that move it across. Tommy Martin, Phelan Matautia, 28 metres from their own line. Saints want to quick play the ball. Referee Presley moving in quickly and saying Salford Reds had held the Saints player down. Andy Platt, the captain, just having a word. And Tommy Martin finds touch just inside the Salford half. Kieran Cunningham will restart. Julian O'Neill. Good driving yardage from the big prop. Once again, Saints move it crossfield. Parolini taken off after the first 40 at Leeds with a neck injury. Fully fit for this evening's clash. And we need a fit Apollo, don't we? Golding, joint. Making good yardage, good headway up to the Salford 20. Prescott at dummy half. O'Neill again. Taking it centre field. Saints now will open out. Forward, prodding, probing, organising his forwards. They're going to have somewhat on the plate tonight, the Salford Reds. Hammond slips it up. Chris Morley. That's great tackling by the Salford Reds. But Saints keep the ball moving. It's now with Steve Prescott. Last one of the sequence inside the Salford 20. What's the Saints ploy? Bobby Golding, reverse angle kick. Arnold's chasing it. Watson's there, and Watson is taken in the in-goal area. So Saints varying the play, kicking it from one side to the other. Then Bobby Golding with the reverse angle kick. Arnold was steaming in, and Watson did well to take that one, Steve.
Yeah, and he had to be alert because all the Salford Reds fans just supporting their team then, because Salford had done very well with their tackling 6, and Saints hadn't looked as though they were going to find a way through, but the kick put them under all sorts of defensive pressures, and it was a good job that Ian Watson was alert to it in the end. But Saints have another 6.
Yes, a deep kick taken by Parolini, the Terminator. He dragged it up, and it's only some solid tackling. Forward involved there that keeps him down. Once again, the Saints will build up. Bobby Golding just taking a little knock, and pulling the leg is the indication, so it's going to be a chance for 2 points for the Saints. Oh dear me, Bobby Golding there needs the magic sponge after that one. The ball thrown to Bobby Golding, who was coming across. He didn't actually see it, and just caught him in the nether regions. Anyway, Salford, obviously first division champions last season, 36 points from 20 games. They only lost 2 games, promoted to the Super League. They've gone 5 out of 5, and they're well on the way. They was beaten by the Saints, 50 points to 20 at Wigan in the Challenge Cup semi-final. We also beat Salford last season in the Challenge Cup at the Willows, 46 points to 26. They're looking to get a bit of revenge today. It's certainly a tester. They're 5 out of 5, but they're going to be tested to the full this evening at Nosey Road. Salford already missed a penalty, certainly a kickable penalty goal earlier on, a few minutes ago, and now a chance for Bobby Golding to open the scoring. 7 minutes gone. Golding gets his eye in, and obviously that little altercation is no problem, and Saints in the lead by 2 points to 0.
Yes, and interestingly, the penalty decision was for exactly the same reason that Salford were given their penalty, but the difference was, from a similar position, Steve Blakely wasn't successful, but Bobby Golding was, and the Saints have the early lead, 2 points to 0, with something like 7 minutes gone, and Golding gets it underway so quickly. Really, what it makes it is over the line. A long, long way to come forward for Fi Marlow, because that Saints chase was so good, and Fi Marlow can barely break the 10-metre line. And Salford have a long, long way to come forward. But David Hume doing his best too, but now being pushed back by 3 Saints tacklers, forcing him back, and Salford going at the moment back to their own line under this fierce Saints tackling. Scott Naylor finding it difficult to find a way through, but Paul Ford is going forward, and now Salford have broken the 20. But the tackling from Saints fierce, and this time Saints penalised for infringing at the play the ball, and that will be respite for Salford, giving a chance to clear the lines. Watson gets on with it quickly, finds a reasonable touch in the inside the Salford half. And isn't that interesting how the game swings, because Saints tackling and keeping Salford back, and all of a sudden Salford in the Saints half run.
Well, certainly is, Steve, but obviously Farber, the old head, and in my opinion, my totally impartial opinion, he milked that for all it was worth. Anyway, Salford are outside the Saints 20, Steve.
Yeah. There's Watson trying to break through. Well, you know where Farber learnt his trade, though. Must have been here on.
It certainly was.
Inside areas again for Farber, sensing something for Salford here, 10 metres from the Saints line. Now can they convert this particular position and possession? Blakely has to stop and step and trying to find a way through, but bundled down. Saints up so quickly. It's the last one. What can Salford do here? Watson's there. It's the high one. It's going to put the tacklers under pressure. Everybody's there. Who's it going to? Prescott makes it safe and knocks it clear. It must have come back from a Saints hand, is what the referee's deciding. Prescott does the safe and sensible thing, but gives Salford the chance for another 6.
Yes, an awkward ball, obviously a testing ball. The Saints with the sun in their eyes, and an awkward bouncing ball. Saints were looking for Salford to regain possession, and then they just had to complete the tackle, but it was bounced awkwardly. Prescott put it touching goal. Saints drop out, and Salford with another set, Steve.
Senior letting it bounce, it's a safe in the end. Broadbent taking it forward up from fullback. By Marlow, pushing one man off, looking for support, finds it in the form of Peter Edwards. But Saints tackling as they will all night. Jeff Eccles receiving a forward pass, not seen or given by Mr. Presley in spite of the shouts from the fans. So Ian Watson's there looking for his runners. Blakely's there and Naylor. Naylor has to straighten up. More Saints defenders and Salford attackers, but Britt still gets the pass on. So McAvoy looking to find a bit of room. Thinks twice about it. Giving time to Saints defenders to put him down as they do, just outside the 20. Blakely's in the line, Forbes there. Sells the dummy. Taken down comprehensively in the 20. Last tackle. Edwards is there. Little kick through, but well taken. Over that side, and all of a sudden a chance for Saints.
Yes, a grubber kick through on the 6th tackle. Drawing the Saints defence in, slipping it through. Arnold took it well, but the play of the ball's a little sloppy. Andy Platt complaining, saying that the Saints didn't play the ball correctly, and I think Andy Platt's going to be spoken to. Well, Paul Farber's definitely being spoken to. Platt is coming over, he's obviously said something out of turn, and referee Presley's just telling him that I'm refereeing the game, Andy, and you leave the decisions to me. Did look a little sloppy at the play of the ball, but not marking up correctly. I think he's going to be the decision, and a penalty to the Saints. Obviously, after last Friday's defeat at Leeds, my initial diagnosis was that Saints was hard done to. But on viewing the video again, that Saints, obviously, I think we was hard done to after looking at the video, but my initial observation was that discipline had let us down. but I didn't think we got the rub of the green off the fella in the middle on the night, only after, with hindsight obviously, but that's another story. Certain things, I mean, they go your way or they don't, do they? And you've just got to put up with it. Maybe it could be costly at the end of the season, who knows? But Saints have the possession, well taken by Chris Morley. Farber in there, and for Milo, and Farber there, he's certainly G'd up. Kieran Cunningham going to the far side, slips the ball up to Alan Hunt. Hunt just losing his footing, and then 3 come in to complete the tackle. Saints keep the movement going. Chris Joyce on again, just firing up now. Well, David Hume going in with the knees there on Chris Joyce. As Hammond slips it to Matautia, the ball gone forward. And Temper's getting a little frayed, Steve.
Yeah, it's certainly the atmosphere's gone up a few degrees in that last 6. And you have to say that the credit for that last 6 goes to Salford, because their tackling was certainly very, very good and prevented Saints getting in the stride, and in the end contributed to the error made by Saints. And so it's Sini with a chance. He knows only one way to run, and that's straight and hard and true. Scott Naylor trying to find a way through, but this Saints defence going to be very, very difficult to breach. Leeds for all their victory. Last Friday only scored 1 try, and only to concede 1 try in rugby league these days is an excellent, commendable tackling effort. Watson has to hold it, because the Saints defenders again were up so quickly, back 10 metres and up more quickly than the Salford could pass the goal. And I could get Kieran Cunningham hanging on to Peter Edwards right from the play of the ball, and Salford made hardly any ground at all with that 6. So it's a high one. The chasers are there, but in the end Prescott under it comfortably with time to turn and immediately start to create an attack for Saints.
Yes, a superb take after an excellent ball, obviously putting Saints under pressure. Danny Arnold relieving work for the forwards. Farber and Edwards in at the tackle. Saints ready quickly. Julian O'Neill, shoulder down, drives it in. 10 metres from the halfway line. Cunningham slips it out to Golding. Joint running at an angle. David Hume, one of the tacklers, along with Watson. The touch judge on. So something untoward in the tackling. Andy Platt in there as well. The referee's right on the job.
So there's nothing the touch judge could see from this angle, this position, that the referee couldn't see from only 2 yards away. And really, yes, it was a Salford have really upped the tempo of their tackling effort, but I don't think there was anything dirty in that, do you? Oh, he's picked out Ian Watson. Oh, well, Ian Watson was just finishing him off. If you've got to put the people down, then it needs 3 little Salford men to put 1 big Saints man down.
Well, as I always say, Steve, we're not pouncing about with the round ball game. High collision, body contact sport, rugby league, and they've got to be put down no matter who they are. That goes for both sides, but Saints have the penalty. Julian O'Neill down the blind side, on this popular side. Once again, Cunningham moves it inside. Sullivan used it, the dummy runner. On to Perellini. Salford with a fine mix of youth and experience, and quite a lot of experience. All men in the pack. Can they stand the pressure? I'm sure they can. Maybe for 25 minutes or so, but I think once Saints take command of this game, there's not going to be anybody hold them. Hammond into the Salford 20. The Reds now forced to defend. The referee said he dived. Golding chips it through. Sini underneath it, takes it well in the field of play. Golding follows it up, but Sini has the possession.
Yeah, and the nous, the rugby league nous, even though it looked a bit potentially dangerous running behind his own line. On a great surging run from Cliff Eccles. Salford fans cheering that one, and deservedly so. So 2 great clearing runs, first from Sini and then from Cliff Eccles, and David Hume taking it forward again. Salford just a little bunched at the moment, but for all that, Marlow gets the pass on. Naylor down and up, still play on, said the referee. Still another pass. Salford trying to suck men in. Can they get away? No, they can't. It's McAvoy that time who can't get into his stride. Pushes his man off. Not happy about that, McAvoy. Little pass on to Platt, but again Platt comfortably tackled. 3 Saints men putting down. That rolls up, and this time the referee sees that one Salford's way. And immediately Salford wants to get on with it. Were they 10 metres, Mr. Referee? Well, he says so. An injury there on the Saints side. Forwards up quickly, taking Salford more closer to that Saints line, 20 metres from the Saints line. A good attacking spell now in prospect for Salford. McAvoy has to take the tackle zone. This tackling from Saints is super, isn't it? It's just not a chink at all. A little bit of crossing possibly, but the referee didn't see it that way. Who's receiving attention now? Oh, it's Carl Perolini. Oh, David Hume. Nice little inside pass to Naylor. Naylor has to check to take the ball, but then sets off and still keeps going. That's the strength of that man who scored so many good tries for Salford. Good blindside run. Little kick through by Blakely. Well taken by Prescott. Rescuing the situation. Perolini looks as though he's getting up, but a good 6 from Salford.
Certainly excellent stuff. They've come from one end of the field to the other, Steve, there, after Sini took it there for Saints kicking the high ball. Perolini taking the knock after Salford had been awarded a penalty. It was taken quickly, and Perolini receiving the injury. But Alan Hunt now. Hunt streaking away. The referee there, well, he's got to get a grip of this game, Mr. Presley. Sullivan tries to burst through, gets up to the halfway line. Hammond brings it to the left. Martin, Golding along the line, joint. Once again, last tackle of this sequence. Saints spectators want to quick play the ball, the players want to quick play the ball. Golding couldn't get the kick away, went to ground. Salford do have the possession, but it will be a turnover, Steve.
Yeah, and another good 6 defensively from Salford. I mean, I know the crowd are baying for Salford perhaps hanging on a bit at the play of the ball, but if the referee penalised every time, then the crowd will be complaining about that as well. So the referee doing his best to keep the momentum of the game going, and Salford doing their bit in that tackling spell was absolutely superb. David Hume, unfortunately, just slipping. So a real test of courage and stamina and fitness for Salford here as Naylor straightens up, pushes one off, still goes forward strongly. Great three-quarter is Scott Naylor, catching the eye, an England international. Little kick through from Ian Watson into space. Rogers is chasing, has to be cleared dead, and that was brilliant play from Salford. And Ian Watson in at scrum half for the injured Mark Lee, really making the position of his own as much as anything because of his kicking like that, Ron. And Saints had to be alert.
Well, they did, and Prescott did well to get back over there. There was taken maybe by surprise, really, as the kick was put through there to the corner. Not many Saints personnel hanging about, but Steve Prescott got over, kicked the ball dead, and Tommy Martin drops out from between the sticks.
Oh, that was never. How can the crowd shout forward from that in line with it when it came back? Doesn't matter because Sini's still going, and Sini, great determination as always from him, and Salford with another chance on the 6-20. Watson checks, stops, but well held in that tackle again. Salford going forward, Marlow this time, straightening up, going forward at pace. And a forward of his calibre at pace is danger all the time. Blakely's in the line, looking for his runners. Andy Platt's one of those runners. And Salford only 6 metres now from the Saints line. Can they do something here? David Hume has to hang on because Bobby Golding is up so quickly. Salford lost ground in that play. Sini passes over to Blakely. And it's the kick. It's hanging, it's loose, it's dangerous. Well taken behind his own line. Will mean a tap on the 20. But another good 6 from Salford. Good defensive 6 from Saints.
Well, it's all Salford, Steve, isn't it? They're putting the pressure on the Saints. What a great tackle here by the Saints captain, Bobby Golding, on David Hume. And then a good take by Arnold in the in-goal area, defusing the bomb. Saints now with the possession. They need points on the board as Alan Hunt twists and turns. The inform centre, the Stones Gold Award for the month of March as Saints move up B now. Golding, Apollo on the diagonal, the drop-off ball. Quick play the ball by the Saints. Hammond moving it over to the right. Chris Morley running out wide. Apollo certainly in the wars tonight, taking a knock. Whether he'll last a full game. Bobby Golding puts one high. Prescott's chasing it. It's on the last one. Prescott puts it back. Arnold chips it forward. Salford have the possession.
Yeah, and I thought the referee had sort of signalled that was offside from the Saints player, but he went for it, and the bounce and the rebound came Salford's way, and Salford had the chance to rescue the line. Now, why Saints fans are unhappy about it? There's no reason to be, because the guy was offside, and that is a superb touch kick from Ian Watson. He saw that Saints were slow in getting back, and you're right, Ron, Salford have also had a game on Friday, a tough game at that, and Salford having the better of it at the moment, and now can they get their heads round this one? Only 10 minutes from the 10 metres from the Saints line. More possession for Salford inside to Fi Marlowe, and Saints tacklers quite happy to wait for him to come to them and then put him down, but Salford's so close to these posts. Blakely's there, has to sell a dummy, look for his space. Oh, he almost found a way through. That was fantastic, so unlucky. Now what can Salford do? David Hume looking for somebody pass to, but again those tacklers, and the referee this time will say that has to be a penalty to Salford. Oh no, he's giving it a scrum down, but he's giving the Salford. Well, that was either a penalty to Salford for somebody taking it out of his hand, or it was carry on playing.
Well, of course it was. How we can give head and feet to Salford, I don't know. But Hume trying to scrape through into Seaney, and Seaney in for the try.
Great little try that was. Great little try from the scrum. The players perhaps thinking that was unfair. Perhaps the crowd was saying the same thing, but Salford, they got on with the game. It was the extra man that was created when the ball came out of the back. David Hume went through on his feet. We're going to see the replay in just a minute. On his feet. And then it was Fatacini who was in support, and he went herring away unopposed. Great try for Fatacini, and Salford coming here to the mighty Saints at Knowsley Road. And you can't say it was against the run of play, because it wasn't against the run of play. Salford have been a match for Saints so far. Saints had the early penalty, Salford missed theirs. And there's the chase again, there's that try score, there's a great little inside pass. Seaney in support. David Hume, he was the man who made it from the base of the scrum, sucking in the tacklers. And in the end, it was Salford with the first score on. What about that? With Blakely from a similar position that he missed from earlier on. Taking his time. Oh, it strikes that one nicely, straight and true. That's the Steve Blakely. Oh, that was interesting.
From the base of the scrum, Seaney in support, and Salford with the try. They're in the lead by 6 points to 2. Saints now know what they've got to do. 25 minutes gone. We know Salford have come here unbeaten, and can they last the pace? This is what we want to ask. I'm sure Saints will put them to the test. Carl Hammond just short of the halfway. The referee saying the ball was knocked forward. Eagle-eyed Mr. Presley. I suppose we've got to call him eagle-eyed after some of the decisions he's made, Steve. But there we go.
If he said that he was shouted held, should it have been a penalty to Salford then, if that was the decision?
Well, I don't know, Steve. I mean, if he shouted held and the ball had come free, I'd say it's picked it up, as you say, either a penalty to Salford or play on, as you said. But it wasn't. I don't know. No, why we're up here and Mr. Presley's down there.
Yeah, it's sometimes a disadvantage knowing the rules, yeah. But Salford again, forcing Saints into an error because of Salford's tackling effort and commitment. Andy Platt seeming quite pleased to get rid of that one then. 26 minutes to go. Nice long pass out to Forber. Oh, and a great pass on, and another pass. Whoop on! Oh, what a shame. That really was a superb try-scoring opportunity. It looks as though Saints men have got the Salford tackles bundled up, but every Salford player in that line managed to release his pass, and if only the last one had gone cleanly to Rodgers, there would have been another try.
Wow, there certainly would, Steve, and we would have been in trouble then, wouldn't we? Salford keeping it going. They certainly have got the better of the game. Saints have weathered the storm down here on numerous occasions, but Salford obviously putting more pressure on Saints than Saints are on Salford. Joint just on his own 20.
Well, the good thing, Rob, from Salford's point of view, is that so far they're keeping Saints in this half of the field.
That's correct. Cunningham from acting half-back. Perolini. Well, infringement at the play of the ball. Camilo. Corber there getting a little involved on the far side. Tempers getting heated. And it's not surprised when the fella in the middle, he's got to get a grip of this game, I think. Get it sorted out. He's just stopping the clock. He's going to have a word all round. Well, Farber with the old sledging, as they call it now, a little bit of the verbals. And Cunningham and Farber, two Tattoo lads, just exchanging pleasantries, Steve.
Yeah, it was definitely 6 of one and half a dozen of the other that time, there's no doubt about that. And the referee, I think, as much as anything, just taking time to do this because it hopefully will calm things down. And that was a pity from Salford's point of view because they've done all the right things yet again in that 6 of tackling, but now Saints will have the opportunity to build an attack, and what Saints have got is they've got men who, once they make a break, will go all the way, Ron.
Well, I think you're right, but we've just got to make that break, haven't we, Steve? Let's face it, tight defence from the Reds as Julian O'Neill juggles with it. There's always 2 and 3 men into the tackle there. Cunningham, short ball, a flat ball to Morley. Farber in there over the top, a bit of a flop, I think, in my opinion. But he's a competitor, he's Paul Farber. Perolini, the man, up the main stand side. Saints have got to capitalise here. They've got to get points on the board. Golding, along the line, Martin, back to joint. No support there. Oh, great tackling from Hume, as you said, Steve. Golding, Alan Hunt, twisted in the tackle, releases the ball to Cunningham. He didn't take it well. Now he moves over to the right, trying to draw the defence in, but Cunningham missed a perpetual motion, keeping the leg pumping. Last one of the sequence. Bobby Golding now puts it up high. A tester for Broadbent. But great work. Well, Naylor's got it. Is he in the field of play, Steve?
Well, the referee says he is. He had a knee over the line. Great pressure from Saints. Undoubted pressure from Saints. A kick judged to perfection. But one Salford player are surrounded by 3 Saints men. Any other day that had gone to a Saints hand. Today it went to Scott Naylor. And you wonder if there are turning points in the game, whether that might be one, Ron. And there's Salford again, working it clear. David Hume playing so well this season. And Salford clearing the lines almost to halfway. By Marlowe, just happy. Owen still looks to pass the ball, but can't release it. Salford with their 6 to Blakely has time to look for space, see space, kicks it deep. Is the ball running and running? It is. It's not needed to be played and goes dead when it might have gone into touch, but a good 6 on from Salford.
Yeah, super work. They took it down 55 metres in that set of 6 and then got the kick away, and it didn't roll into touch, rolled dead, and Saints will restart from the centre of the 20. O'Neill taking it up. Saints just looking a little flat at present with half an hour gone and trailing by 6 points to 2. Saints substitutes all out, limbering up and ready to be introduced at a minute's notice. Well, a short ball from Hammond to Hunt. He couldn't take it cleanly. Usually safe pair of hands from Alan Hunt. And a scrum down on the halfway line. Salford head and feed.
Yeah, and I'm thinking that whilst we're in this period of play where Salford have the advantage, if Salford can put another score on the boards now, it really is going to make it difficult for Saints. As it is, there's only 4 points difference, and 4 points difference is nothing in rugby league, is it? It's only one try and it's level again. 31 minutes gone. Nathan McAvoy, not seen too much of him, but he's been there when he's been needed. Saints defensively. Oh, this time Peter Edwards decides to go on his own, just run straight and true, head down. Salford fans appreciated that little surge. Ian Watson in the line. David Hume, nearly an interception, certainly forcing a drop ball, and Saints run it from nothing.
Well, Hunt came in again on Paul Farber. Great foresight by the Saints as they move up, force the error, and Saints have got to capitalise now after Salford have committed the error. But it's hard work. Most of the play being in the Saints half as Perolini takes it up. Bobby Golding organising his troops. Quite a healthy contingent of spectators here this evening. And why not? Top of the table clash, the ball's loose. What's the referee going to give? He's given a knock on. Oh, there's somebody injured there. I think the referee, looks like Carl Hammond that's took it off, is it? No, I can't see who it is.
Yeah, and this is the second time we've seen the trainer on for Saints. So the referee stopping. No, it's not. That's right. Hammond's out with Julian O'Neill this time. These guys are tough guys, but do you wonder the contribution that the Salford tackling effort is making in the effect it's having on these Saints players? I think perhaps now Saints will be perhaps taken a little bit by surprise, because it'll be in their mind that they beat Salford 50-20 a few weeks ago, but they're not having it like that their own way today at all. So far, long way to go. Darren Rodgers in from the left wing. Fattasini thinks he's seen an opening. He hasn't, but he still goes forward. Great applause for him from the Salford Reds fans. And Marlowe's up, staying on his feet, trying to release the ball. Can't, because of that tenacious tackling from the Saints. Cliff Eccles is there. Nice little pass on to Andy Platt. I think a lot of the fans shout for a decision based on wishful thinking. Former at full pace, going forward. But again, the Saints tackling a match for that little surge from him. So he's going back to Blakely. Blakely has time for the kick. It's the high one, going cross field. A lot of players there. Goes back to, who's he going to? And the referee says that's all right. And David Hume, they're making the tackle. Great play, that could have gone anywhere.
Well, it certainly could. It come off a Saints player, touched the Salford player, went back to a Saints player. And an infringement there at the play of the ball, a penalty to the Saints. Eccles being penalised. But Salford doing well to contain the Saints in their own half and in their own 20 virtually. 6 minutes to the interval. Salford 6, Saints 2. Matautia in Salford territory. Golding along the line. Martin. Alan Hunt releases it. Steve Prescott winding his way through. Eccles clamps him. David Hume there as well. Blindside ploy, joint running up this popular side touch line. Can Saints unlock the Reds' defence? Hammond, off one, Hammond goes again, but Forber clamps him. Good work from Forber. 11 or 12 seasons here at the Saints. A bumper testimonial, nearly had to retire out of the game with a bad neck injury, and the ball knocked forward again. Well, there's only Mr. Presley seeing these, Steve.
Well, it's happened, I don't think there's any doubt about that. And it's a Salford tackling effort that is really bringing out the Salford fans cheering, and it's nice to hear that the Salford fans making themselves heard with every justification, because this is a sterling Salford performance. Gritty, tenacious tackling, and here's Darren Rodgers trying to find a way through. I was holding my breath. It happens when it gets exciting, I can't talk. And we've had some great excitement like that. Great play from Fi Marlowe and support from Gary Broadbent. And here's David Hume coming forward. A trip that was just enough to halt his momentum. Nice pass on to Forber. Oh, great play from Forber. Gets his pass on to McAvoy. McAvoy's trying to get clear. Oh, couldn't quite release the ball, but more scaling, exciting rugby from Salford. Andy Platt's there, taking it into the 20, and that was a great break from Salford. It's the last one though. What can Salford do? Watson's going for the kick. It's high and hanging. Who's going for it? Oh, and it bounces into touch, and the referee is going to penalise Sini. I think he was really looking for the ball. I don't think it was deliberate, but a not unexpected decision. And another good 6 on attack from Salford. That was wrong.
It certainly is, Steve. They are really putting the Saints under the cosh this evening. And
all of a sudden you can see how they've won 5 out of 5, can't you?
Well, they have won 5 out of 5, even though I consider they played nobody. But it's a stern test tonight. As you said, both teams had games on Friday night, and it's definitely took it out of them. But We're still going with 43 minutes of the game left, 3 minutes of this half, and well, offside there. Simbin, forward the man. Well,
that was unlucky. I mean, it's the right decision. It was just a spontaneous reaction, but that really will give the initiative now to Saints.
Well, maybe so. It was an instinctive reaction, as you say, with Farber committing the tackle. Can Saints capitalise on it now? Can Saints capitalise on that one-man advantage? They did at Leeds on Friday evening when they had a player sent off. They've got to get points on the board before the half-time interval. They're trailing by 6 points to 2. Kieran Cunningham out there on the far side. Perellini, the man again. The ball's going to come to the left now. Right over. Can the Saints stretch the Salford Reds? Golding over the top. Prescott must be in. And he dives in with a flourish. That's the way the top of the table side like Saints have got to capitalise on the opposition. To be quite honest, it's been Salford for 38 minutes, but for the Simbin, persistent infringing obviously, and the referee's had enough. Saints play the ball, bring it over to the left, and there was no way that anything was going to happen there. Great work there, Martin. Julian O'Neill taking the ball up. Saints had to move it, they kept it going. Cunningham took it over to the right, but Apollo Perellini went close. Then we knew the line-out was over to the left. The ball had to come over to the left. It went through a myriad pair of hands. Golding there took it well. A lofted speculator to Steve Prescott. Battasini tried to take two men. Sullivan was there. Prescott gave the dummy, and Prescott went in for the 4-pointer that puts the teams level.
Right, and Saints did that with their first set of 6 after Salford had been reduced to the 12 men. And what's also worrying now for Salford is not just having conceded a try, but in that defensive spell, Scott Naylor's received an injury that looks as though it's painful. He's still down on one knee, having been on the floor for a period of time, and Scott Naylor has been such an influential player for the Salford Reds. It will be sad for Salford if they were to lose him, not just in this game but beyond. It remains to be seen just what that injury is. Lost John Cartwright, and Goulding strikes that one, and it's over. Cracker, absolutely immaculate, and it gives the 8-2 lead to the Saints, absolutely on the stroke of half-time. If you've got to score, there's no better time, and if it puts you in the lead, you're smiling now, Ron.
Well, yeah, you've got to smile. It's been an excellent half, hasn't it, Steve? Let's face it. I mean, 6-2, and you deserved your lead. You put an amount of pressure, a tremendous amount of pressure on the Saints, but there it came up there. Saints were moving up, pressing, the ball came back. It just happened it came to Farber in an offside position. He was sin-binned, and then from the resulting play, Saints moved it over. Perellini went close in that far corner. Then it was moved over here, a speculator by Golding into Prescott. Lickerman Stickham in for the try, and a superb goal from Bobby Golding to tag on to the end of that try. So half-time, 8 points to 6. It's going to be a pulsating second half, isn't it? We're back with you for the second 40 minutes. Saints in the lead, 8 points to 6. Salford down to 12 players. Paul Farber sin-binned 3 minutes before the interval. And Saints now have got to get in the swing, and in this opening 7 minutes have got to make Salford pay. They exposed the gap in the Salford defence early after Farber had been sin-binned for an offside decision, after referee Presley had warned obviously both sides. Salford will restart, Saints will have the possession, 8 points to 6 to score, and away we go. Deep kick. Golding takes it inside to Alan Hunt. Andy Platt, the first man in, for Milo at the back. Edwards the hooker as well. Blindside ploy. Andy Northey on at half time. Has Pedalini gone off again? It certainly looks that way. But Cunningham in and out, but good Salford tackling. And Salford know that they've got to weather this storm in the opening 7 minutes. Otherwise the game may run away from them. Still tightly contested, 8 points to 6. Quick play the ball, Cunningham down the middle, up to the halfway line. Referee Presley urging the Salford Reds to line up. And now will Saints open it up. Golding with a chip kick through. Prescott's chasing it, he kicks it on again. The referee there gives the turnover. Bobby Golding just remonstrating with him, but he'll get no joy.
Yeah, I was just thinking Fattasini was just taking that a bit too casually, but he presumably had heard the referee's whistle that I don't think we had, and Salford certainly having the better defensively in that period of 6. And as you said, rightly wrong, this first period of this second half going to be so important for Salford if they're going to win this game. 8-6 down at the moment, and 1 man down for the time being, and Salford just bunched at the moment. David Hume, great surge forward from him, even during the tackle, making ground. And Salford will be quite happy just to play it safe and straight like that from Andy Platt, trying to conserve energy if they can. And Fai Marlow looking to run and run and run. Great play from him. Great applause deserved from the Salford fans. So it's Ian Watson with a kick. It's the high one. Watson's chasing. So are the other men. Who's going for it? Well taken by Prescott. Nobody dropped it, and Salford have scored. Prescott made it his, we thought, but it went backwards, and Salford were following it up, and there were 2 of them to choose from. And would you believe it? Right at the start of the second half, Salford have gone back into the lead. The kick looked as though it was covered. The Salford Reds fans love that one, and they're shouting Salford. And would you believe that is the dream start to the second half, when you're 12 men down, when you come out 8-6 in arrears, when you know you've got 1 man short. Here's the replay. It's Fai Marlow going forward, taking it over the 20. Salford going forward in 1-man surges. It's the last tackle, it's the kick, it's high. Salford are chasing. Saints are there in defence. Prescott nearly makes it his, but the ball bounces out of his hand, and Salford are there first. And I think, who was it at the end of it? It was Ian Watson following up. I think it was Ian Watson. Difficult to see, but it's a Salford score for all that, and a great start to them for the second half, as Blakely makes absolutely certain of the 2 more points. And the Salford Reds fans, who are here in their numbers, all gathered behind those posts that Salford had just scored. Really, I'm sure, can't believe that is the start they've made to the second half. What do you think about that, Ron?
Well, that's a superb start. Obviously, Salford haven't read the script. That's not supposed to happen. But Blakely converts it. We think Watson has scored it. And Salford there putting a tester up. Yeah, that's the idea. Prescott couldn't take it. The ball squirmed loose. Watson followed up and went down for the 4-pointer. 12 points to 8. The Reds are in the lead. We've had 3 minutes of the second half gone. The Saints have got to rally. Salford move up quickly on the referee's right as Julian O'Neill brings the ball forward. Well, what a game we've got as Cunningham scampers away. Camilo comes back, completes the tackle. Hammond moves it left. Chris Joint. Now the Saints know what they've got to do. 2-point advantage at half time. Now trailing by 4. Still down to 12 men with Farber in the sin bin, and Golding puts a tester up. The ball's loose. It's waved on. Well, if Tommy Martin came through there, just took a knock and couldn't get the ball. But Sini now is that has the possession, Steve.
Yes, and there's one kick at one end. The bounce going for Salford. Another kick at this end. The bounce going for Salford. Salford making it safe on the defence. And the referee quite definite about that. The crowd might not like it, but the referee is only judging rightly what the players are doing and not responding to the crowd's comments. So Salford defending well again, keeping Saints out. Saints still with that one-man advantage. So Cliff Eccles brings it forward. Oh, something off the ball there. Marlow not happy about something. Referee doesn't see it. Touch judge says nothing. David Hume takes it forward. But Saints defending positively. They know they have to. Oh, look how quickly Saints are up. Oh, Ian Watson doing well and coming forward. But Saints up so quickly over the far side then, Ron. It was incredible how quickly. Blaise Blakely thinks he's seen something, but he doesn't. He can't elude the tackling yet again. So it'll be another high one from Watson like that. This time it's not going too far, and Saints make it theirs. Oh, exciting stuff.
Well, it certainly is, Steve. It's end-to-end stuff. It keeps you on the edge of your seat. Another couple of minutes before Buffer comes back on the field. And Salford quickly from the play. The action half-back. Sullivan remonstrating with the referee. The referee gives a penalty for not parting. And Tommy Martin will kick over to the main stand side. A bit of respite for the Saints. But to be quite honest, it's essential that they get points on the board before Farber comes back on. He's out of the dugout. He's looking to be introduced. Seconds are counting down as Matautia takes the ball up. 15 metres short, but the ball comes back. Saints are awarded the penalty again. Martin finds touch right by the corner flag. And Saints lying deep. Golding takes it well. Now with Tommy Martin, 10 metres short. Rogers wants a bit more support on the right. But on his left, as the Saints are moving, obviously, to his right. Hunt goes down with the tackle. Now it's Northey. Northey straight in front of the sticks. 5 metres out. A testing time for Salford. Saints move it left, Golding. Inside to Joint. Can't unload, he's still pumping the legs, his Joint. Farber still by the dugout. Golding running the handles, cut out ball to Hunt. He has to come back inside, great defence. Well, I'm saying great defence, but Farber's in. The referee's looking, Hume's remonstrating and Hunt's in for a try. 7 minutes of the second half.
Great pace from Hunt, that was, Ron. He's got that strength and pace, and he gave it from nothing. I thought he got the wrong way, but in the end, he had the pace and the ability just to outgun the Salford defence, and Saints needed that. Salford could have done without it. Here it is again.
Yes, Golding over to Alan Hunt. He had to duck back inside. They didn't look any way through for him, but his strength took him through, and he touched down there. David Hume was remonstrating. He said he'd made a double movement. Yes, Broadbent was there as well, and he looked as well. But Saints come back on level terms, and Farber going to be introduced into the game now after his 10 minutes in the sin bin. But a great work by Hunt there. Just missed out on a try at Leeds and carries on his try-scoring exploit. Bobby Golding converts the Hunt try, and Saints now with a 2-point cushion against Steve, 14-12. Farber back on.
Yep, Salford back to full strength, and when we look at that one again, well, our Bicron video man, John Oakes, is thinking that there was a bit of a Saints obstruction in that. Gary Broadbent, the Salford Reds fullback, was thinking that maybe there was a double movement at the end of it. But the referee gave the try, and in the season, when things go for you and against you on the balance, that was a final decision that went Saints' way. But as a result of that great determination from Alan Hunt, that great pace that we know he's capable of. And now we'll see the spring in the Saints step, I'm sure about it, and Salford will have to work doubly hard to get out of this Saints stranglehold. Naylor and Sini were doing, McAvoy was, but the volume of noise from the Saints fans going higher, and Fine Marlowe, great surge from him, really is going to slot into that second row. Oh, there's David Hume still going forward, great play from him, finally bundled down by Carl Hammond, but enormous pace and speed from him. Cliff Eccles has to straighten up, and the Saints tackling good. Salford going forward though, looking to Watson, the little kick over. Salford still chasing, but Saints make it them, and there's a chance all of a sudden.
Yes, there is a chance. Salford making good yardage again, once again though. Back to the full complement. Good tackling by Hammond here on his ex-teammate at Widnes, Hume. Then the ball chipped through, Arnold took it, and now Cunningham breaks down the main stand side. Watson into the tackle, Cunningham releases, that's the gap, has joined now, hits the straps, drives the ball up, the Saints have got to get a grip, they've got to move it down. Andy Northey, straight runner, run through a brick wall this lad, in the Salford 20, and the Saints public explode. Oh dearie me, Matautia took his eye off the ball again, coming in on a diagonal run. Just a couple of minutes ago, the popular side choir erupted, getting behind the Saints. The first time really that they've shouted for the Saints this evening, but the Saints pressing into the Salford 20. Matautia put it down, head and feet to the Reds.
Yeah, something of a let-off for Salford in that spell, because Saints were really stretching them, but the drop ball gives Salford the chance to relieve their own line. And Salford playing so well this evening. Forward back on. Rose for the tackling from the Saints fans. Saints all offside of that side. Doesn't bother Andy Platt, he just surges forward but taken down. And Salford, and Edwards going on his own. Finds Eccles pushes one off and another and goes forward. Great swerve from him, brilliant run, excellent run. We know that man's got great pace potential. Oh, Watson with the kick into pace. The Salford chasers are there, Hammond's there, and it's a knock on. No, it's not, he was running backwards, it was a fumble, and then it was all rushed dead, and that was the kick from Watson again, that he really is making a specialist job of it. And under pressure, in the end it was safe, but exciting again.
And he's having a great game, Watson, in the kicking. He put the ball to perfection in the Saints in goal area. Arnold had to scamper it away at the last, flick it away at the last gasp. Rogers and McAvoy coming up, and Saints drop out and finds touch. Scrum down, head and feed to the Reds, 20 metres in and 10 metres inside the Saints half, Steve.
Yeah, that's unusual. You don't often see the ball going straight like that, and that looked as though it was intended as well. I mean, it's always risky if it goes straight out, but no, that was a great clearing kick, that was. Salford all being well low, and yes, they've got possession from the scrum. Owen Naylor's dropped it, and there we've seen the first tackle, the first mistake from Salford. Maybe Scott Naylor just suffering the consequence of the injury earlier on, perhaps just took it a little bit too casually. Had an injury to his arm a couple of weeks ago, but a tough guy, Scott Naylor. He really is. He's one of these guys who's been rebuilt over the years, and he's still only 25 or something. But for once, that's the first Salford error. Great commendation for Salford.
Yes, you've got the parts and the technology now to rebuild these players, haven't you? Saints with head and feet from the scrum. Prescott in the line. The tackling has been ferocious, it's been excellent. Very few gaps. But there's a loose ball, tidied up by Joint. And Joint again, head down, drives it upfield. And Salford penalised. Bobby Goulding takes it quickly. Makes good yardage, the Saints now. Right on the Salford 20. Or just inside the Salford 20. Northey backs into the defence. 10 metres from the line, a set of 6 to make it count. Sullivan going for the line. Saints have got to try and draw men in there, then spread it across. Goulding does. Martin can't take it, the ball was knocked forward.
And keeping the game so tight, because while it's so tight, Salford are not going to give up at any time, but certainly not now. And there's Scott Naylor making amends, taking that ball well and coming forward. Great tenacity, great strength, great confidence, great conviction from Scott Naylor. It looked as though he was down, but he doesn't take it, just doesn't drop ball. The referee is going to give the knock on. That time the ball post out of Seni's hands, and you're right, now that's 2 mistakes in quick succession. 3-2 from Salford, and Seni, I think, taking a knock, which perhaps caused the ball to be lost. Seni still down on the ground, and that's almost inevitable, isn't it, that in a game that's as tough as this one, there might well be an injury or two, but always a sad sight to see any player injured. 14-12 to the Saints, 15 minutes into the second half. Fatasini receiving attention.
Yes, as you said, Steve, maybe the tackling that did the job there and caused the injury. Saints tackling will have to tighten up. They're Naylor doing well, moving 20-30 metres upfield through some feeble Saints tackling. But at the end there, Seni, as we think, taking the tackle, being treated by the Reds physio. He's all right now, he's had the old magic sponge, he'll be up and about. Scrum down, head and feed to the Saints. Just inside the Salford half. Hunt and Martin. On to Prescott, great tackling again. McAvoy, the man, Saints persist down the blind side. Morley. Hume in there, along with Blakely. Now it's Julian O'Neill. David Hume in again, he's got through it.
Tremendous work rate from David Hume.
Yes, a tremendous amount of tackling this evening. Arnold, no way through this Reds defence. Tireless. Can Saints unlock the key? Golding. Chris Joint. Into passing, Martin and Golding. Got to try and make the extra man. Last one of the sequence. Golding puts it up. Tester for Broadbent. Alan Hunt's got it. Can Hunt squeeze in? He can. Hunt in at the corner, and doesn't he like that one? Hunt's second try in the second half. 16 minutes gone.
Well, Salford have done all the right things on defence. They've tackled on them. Oh, the referee's ruled it out. The referee's ruled it out. I wasn't looking. Perhaps he's given them off. No try. Swallow let off there, Ron. Was that for offside, do you think?
Well, I don't know what he's given her. I'd definitely contest that decision, as you'd expect me to, Steve. But no try.
No try, and we've got a lot to look back on when we see this one again. No doubt about the excitement of this game. Let off for Salford. The bounce didn't favour them that time, but something was seen, try disallowed, and Salford immediately surging forward into the Saints half. Barber, having rested for 10 minutes, 14-12 to Saints. And Salford looking to work something, having to have a very deep line. Oh, deep line. The Saints defence up so quickly. Salford lost 10 metres in that play. Oh, but there's a good pass on, and there's inside. Oh, I don't know where that one was going. Not sure who it was out. Oh, it's just a little bit dark over there. Thank you, Ron. Nathan McAvoy over there trying to throw the pass inside. But Salford, for all they were pushed back in one set, immediately bouncing back. I think it was by Marlowe released the ball. Salford fans not happy with the decision that Saints had to put in, perhaps thinking it came off a Saints hand. But that doesn't matter, play will go on, and Salford in this game, like my admiration for the Salford Reds, the way they've adjusted to Super League, Ron, is incredible. They really are performing magnificently. Now there's a chance, the chase is on.
Yes, Golding kicks it downfield. Seni's chasing it. Sullivan's chasing it. Can Seni take it cleanly? He can, and Sullivan completes the tackle. Great foresight by the Saints. So Salford have got to play quickly, and great defence by the Saints. The referees penalise the Saints for offside. Dearie me. Well, I don't know, Steve. Salford was stretched there, they couldn't get back quickly. The Saints were up like nobody's business. I don't know how they can be offside from that position.
Well, I think they can. If the man who went in to make the tackle was inside the 10 metres, then he was offside, Ron. Whether he was or not, I wasn't watching it, to be honest. I was just relieved that Seni had got back to take that ball, because it was brilliant, quick thinking, knowing the pace of these Saints players. And Seni himself showed pace and foresight. He was alert to what was going on. And already, Salford are back inside the Saints half. And Naylor showing no signs of that injury. Oh, what an exciting game this is. So Rogers, not seen too much of him on attack. but for all that, he's taken it forward again, and Salford now almost on the Saints 20. And Andy Platt driving in strongly, great surge from him. It's only 10 metres out, it's the last one. The switch is on to Forber. Forber straightens up, he's got support, got support. Broadbent has to come inside, goes for that line. Salford stopped under the post, but not over the line. Thrilling play, because in the sixth they went the entire length of the field, only not to score the try because of the Saints defence. Exciting. Is this exciting or what, Ron?
It's end-to-end stuff, isn't it? My word. I still don't know how Saints could be offside down there when the ball had been kicked through. But what tackling by Salford? Well, what's he penalising Salford for now? I mean, is he saying the tackle's completed? The man was still moving. I don't understand it.
No, I agree with you. That seemed a perfectly fair, legitimate Salford tackle, taking a man back over his line. Perhaps the referee has shouted held, and it's getting more and more difficult these days, isn't it?
Well, they're holding the player up, the player in possession. They're forcing him back over the line, and that's the idea. Andy Platt being substituted and Andy Burgess coming on with 20 minutes of the game to go. Still tightly contested at 14 points to 12. That try, if it hadn't been disallowed and a goal, would have given Saints definite breathing space. But it's still anybody's game. Burgess in for the tackle. Just come on as a substitution on Morley and keep the tackles down, referee Presley says. Deep kick downfield, Saints a restart. 30 metres from the Salford line. Well, we must, the referee's all right now. He's let Salford go and get back on side. And Saints have got to rebuild. As Chris Joint, centre field on the 20. Saints have got to capitalise now. Julian O'Neill, the ex-Auckland Warrior, makes a further 5 metres. Andy Northey strikes away, 5 metres short now. Can Saints get in there? Cunningham twisting, turning, right in front of the sticks. Tight, tense times now for the Reds, for the Saints. Hammond to Hunt. Last one of the sequence. Hammond brings it blindside, turns back in field. Golden chips it through. Oh, well taken in the in-goal area. And great tackling there by the Saints. Tommy Martin comes through, puts pressure on the Reds. And now, Steve, it's the Reds' turn to soak a bit of pressure up.
That's right, and they have done so far. That was a great defensive six. And alertness, I think it was Peter Edwards. But he received a big hit at the end of all. No, it was Cliff Eccles. And he gets up and shakes it off. Or was it Ian Watson? I'm sorry, it's easy on the video when it's close in. But from this distance, a little bit gloomy out there. It's Saints really going for this one now, Ron.
Yes, obviously Salford looking for 6 in a row. They're trailing by 2 at present. Saints don't want to have 2 defeats in a row after going down at Leeds on Friday evening. And Salford offside. Somebody else in the sin bin, Steve. Ian Watson. Well, one of your key men there, Steve.
Yeah, but it's all this business at the play the ball, isn't it? Really, perhaps he needs more clarification for everybody what the rules are, so he's penalised. That's a harsh decision for Sinbin, though, because we see that happen routinely. But really, it's in one sense a self-inflicted Salford pressure now, because what have we got? We've got 17 minutes to go, and Saints running it right from the very start, and Salford for the second time in this game down to 12 men, and really having to hang on.
Yes, can they hang on? Can the Saints capitalise? I'm sure the Saints will test them to the full. Northey plays it, Golding moves across field, Golding goes for the line. He's inches short. Quick play the ball, Saints take it blindside. Saints have got to slow it down, they don't want to hurry, they don't want to force the pass. It's coming across now, Golding, Hammond, out to Hunt, Hunt jigs back inside, now to Martin, back to Hammond. He shrugs the tackle off. On to Steve Prescott. Prescott tries to keep the ball alive. It's the last one of the sequence. It goes to Golding, a big gap there. Oh, that's a knock forward. That's a try-saving interception effort there. He knocked it forward, Steve, but it'd have been a try if he hadn't have got it.
Yeah, it was good attack from Saints, but what cracking defence from the Salford 12. They really are playing out of their skins, and my admiration for this Salford team grows and grows, as it does from all Salford fans who are really shouting their team on, but they're still up against it, one man down, Saints in their 20.
Yes, with head and feet from the scrum, and they come away with it. Alan Hunt. Oh, great tackle by McAvoy and Broadbent. Prescott from dummy half, blindside ploy to Hammond. He comes back in field, he releases it to Prescott. Prescott shimmies, jinks. 10 metres short. Saints have got to score. Cunningham to Perellini, just come back on for Julian O'Neill. Salford defence going to be tested. Martin, support there. Northey the man. Once again Cunningham, can he squeeze in? The referee's there, the referee says held up. More pressure for Salford, held up over the line. It's going to be a 10-metre scrum with head and feet to the Saints, Steve. Can Salford withstand the pressure?
Oh, well, no team can withstand this sort of pressure for much longer, but my admiration for these Salford tacklers is unbounded tonight. We've seen a cracking defensive effort from them, and down to 12 men for the second time in this game. Well, the initiative must be with Saints with the extra man, but you've got to hand it to the Salford tacklers.
Well, you certainly have, but blindside, Golding there. Out to Sullivan, he can't take it. That was the idea. The idea was right. Break quickly out of the pack, just as Hume did before when Sini scored. But Saints putting the pressure on, moved it out there. Relief for Salford, Steve. Scrum down, head and feet to the Reds.
And the question now is, after all that defensive effort, have Salford got anything left to come forward with? Well, we'll find out, but this is absolutely superb from Salford. None more so than Weather. In a performance like this, they're all heroes. Naylor put down and put back. By Marlowe, he's run relentlessly, but all of a sudden the spring is in that Saints tackling effort. They're back and two, they're up so quickly, but so is Andy Burgess. Shrugs one off, but then bounces down. But Salford bringing it forward positively, unbounded. They're getting on with the play of the ball, they're springing up, they're running forward, making ground. Forber's going to do the same. Can't find an opening because of the tackling. Salford got on with it, has to go for the kick. It's going deep, it's running and running. Is he going to run into touch? Yes, it is, and that is an ideal kick from Steve Blakely, taking Salford back inside the Saints 20, but Salford still have the one-man disadvantage. But the Salford fans, they like this performance. They can sense, they can see a Salford team really playing out of its skin. Change on the Salford side. Paul Forber now coming off to be rested, and Scott Martin taking his place in the pack, and Salford still with 12 men.
Yes, good work by Salford as they drove it up there. As you said, Paul Buffer Forber being replaced by Scott Martin. The Saints still with a 2-point cushion. Matautia hands one off. Can't get past for Milo. 13 minutes remaining. Pulsating, nail-biting game as Northey takes the ball up for Milo again with the tackling. Relentless onslaught by the Saints. Can the Reds take it? They have done up to now. Once again, Cunningham scampers away. 10-15 metres. Now Saints with a bit of space. Well, they take it blindside. Tommy Martin chips it for the corner. It's found touch. An end-to-end stuff, Steve, in the Salford 10-metre area and 20-metre area. Up to the Saints 20-metre area. Back down the head and feet to Salford again.
Well, I just don't know where Salford are getting all this energy, commitment, stamina and everything else that you can say in superlative form. The team that were promoted from Division 1 last season, matching the league champions, the Super League champions, and even with 12 men keeping the Saints out is it's just really, that's a good word, testimony to the commitment, to the fitness, to the tenacity and the dedication of these super athletes. And look, having to take punishment like that and still get up as if nothing's happened. Cliff Eccles, great search from him earlier, very clearly a high tackle against them until Blakely gets on and runs it. Oh, but slips. Still perhaps a bit of wasted ground there, and then they do so. receives a knock. Referee has to stop it. Come on. Oh, that's a sad sight when a man using his enterprise. Mr. Presley being a bit unfair, making him play on when it's an obvious injury. It was unforced by a tackle. And if, I don't know, gravely slips and flaps bandage. Oh, look at now. Oh, I thought Broadbent was clear then, not quite. Oh, but this is a sad sight to see Blakely in this state. Andy Burgess onto Naylor. It's again, Naylor. Oh, so dangerous. Oh, the pass goes down. Who's he going to? The referee will say it's all on. And so all of a sudden, the chance for Saints. Now, oh, and another ball dropped. A difficult one. Salford playing on. Seeing he's going. Is he going? He's going to score. No, he's not. He goes into touch. And the referee's going to give up. But you weren't watching then. The referee played on the kick and seen it. Nearly got a hand to it. Oh, but this is a sad sight. It's a relief to see that Steve Blakely's up and walking again. Let's hope that that's not too serious. And so the touch judge is on saying something over there. The referee was giving the final decision when the Saints player put it out of play. But this is just totally relentless, isn't it, Ron? I mean, now is there some consideration here for a penalty try, do you think?
No chance. It's drama of the highest quality, isn't it? It's obviously obstruction, he said. A Saints player obstructed a Salford player in his efforts to get the ball, but Saints moving it out. Sullivan couldn't take it. The kick hacked on, as you said, Steve, and Salford nearly scoring.
Yeah, and Fattasini's going to have a go on his own. Can he stretch out? No, he can't. Strong upper body strength. Now what can Salford do? They're coming back a long way. They need to hang on, and rightly so. That's a good move, that is. David Hume. Are Salford back at full strength then? Surely they must be. Oh, Steve Blakely's recovered again. Long pass out. Naylor back inside to Burgess, but they seem to be having a bit of trouble keeping the feet just now. Must be slippy underfoot. Salford still going forward. Martin that time taking the men on. Still staying on his feet. Still going forward. 10 metres only. Can Salford do something? Capitalise. Blakely's there again. Little short one to Eccles. Pushes his man off. Still runs. Oh, Saints fans thinking that was a little bit of obstruction. It's the last one. Blakely's there. It's a crossfield kick. Who's going for it? Behind the line. Taken by Saints. Drop out. Kick off on the 20. And Salford was surely back to full strength in the second. Watson's waiting to come back on. But the good defensive six from Saints. The extra man telling. And Saints just happy to slow it down at the moment. 10 minutes to go. 14-12 for Saints. And this is breathtaking.
It certainly is, Steve. 9 minutes remaining. Apollo Perolini driving it up. Saints still in the lead by 2. Salford nearly scored at the top there. Great defensive work by the Super League champions against, as you said, the Division 1 champions of last season. 14-12. All to play for. Tommy Martin saw the gap, went for it. Watson looking to be brought back on after his 10 minutes in the sin bin. Where Saints haven't been able to breach the Salford line. David Hume took a knock. Golding, crossfield, chips it for Danny Arnold. Rogers juggles with it, and Arnold forces him into the in-goal area.
Another great kick. Darren Rogers that time very positively making it his, but his backward momentum took him over the line. And Salford now back to full strength. It seemed the longest 10 minutes of the game, down to 12 men. But in that time, Ron, really you can't say enough accolades for the team that didn't concede twice in 2012.
Yes, you're right. But Saints now have just brought Simon Booth on for Chris Morley. There's Chris Joint. And once again, the barrage on the Salford line. The referee's right on the job there. The Reds' defence has been superb tonight. There's Simon Booth, first touch. 15 metres out. Can Saints breach the Salford line? Golding burying the play. Martin inside to Matautia. The big Western Samoan can't force his way through. The game on a knife edge, isn't it? Chipped through by Golding. That's a try! Is the referee going to allow it? Alan Hunt. Hello, Alan Hunt's over here.
Well, it's had a sort of inevitability about it after all that pressure. But Salford, whether they lose this game or not, Tommy Martin scored the try. Salford Reds can hold their heads up so high after a performance that is out of the top drawer defensively and in attack. Talk us through that one, Rob.
Yes, let the replay though, Saints move it. Bobby Golding moves it left onto Tommy Martin, back to Matautia. He was about 5 metres short. Solid tackling by the Reds. They push him back. Referee Presley right on the job. Cunningham at the acting half. It's going to go on the blind side. It does. Golding chips it through. And Martin there to take the pass and take the kick as it was grubbered for the corner. He punches the air with delight. And I'll certainly punch the air with delight as well. 18 points to 12. Golding, can he make that extra 2 points count? He can't. Just one converted try now, Steve, separating the sides with 6 minutes to go. It's still on a knife edge for Milo, just coming off there, Steve.
And Milo's had a cracking game tonight. He's been involved in so much of Salford's effort and deserving the handshake of commendation from Andy Gregory and the Salford fans trying to lift their team. Can they find something else? They've given their all in this game, and their all for most of the time has been a match for the Super League champions, and they're not out of it yet. 5 minutes to go, 18-12, and they've got so much stamina. It really is an unbelievable effort from these Salford Reds coming after a hard game on Friday. They really are demonstrating that once you become professional, full-time training makes so much difference to these rugby league players. McAvoy, got the referee finally awarding a knock-on, but so Salford for the first time another rare mistake, cold fingers perhaps or whatever. 5 minutes to go and more tackling pressure, under the pressure of having to tackle.
Yes, an error at the play of the ball. Saints with head and feet at the scrum. Loose pass tidied up by Danny Arnold. But Saints in the driving seat at 18 points to 12. What a game we've had here tonight, haven't we? Alan Hunt tries to go on his own. Another try will seal it as far as Saints are concerned. Simon Booth, 10 metres short, right in front of the sticks. Matauti has come off, Haig's gone on. And there's Chris Joint. Moving upfield once again. Saints within striking distance. Golding for the one-pointer. Will it work in Saints' favour this time? The one-pointer there. Bobby Golding's first one-pointer of the season. And that could be a crucial one there, Steve, couldn't it? It's worked against us last week at Headingley. It worked for you against Sheffield at home. So, once again, maybe if you do score a try and a goal, that could be the difference.
That's right, but what is a good sight for us Salford Reds fans is that Salford heads haven't dropped. They're still up there, and I'm sure not going to let this one up. Fatasini and the Salford fans are still singing for Salford. They know that they've seen the sort of performance tonight that wins fans, brings a real glow to the heart of every supporter, because the quality of the performance has been something special. Craig Randall trying to find room, fresh legs from him, replacing Fai Marlowe, who had a cracking game, and Salford showing that they've got options. And Salford, this time Craig Randall not happy with that. Graham Blakely gets on with it quickly, not finding touch. Salford still not giving up. Gary Broadbent in the line, taking it forward. And Salford, well, so good to see that even when, oh, but there's a drop ball and a real chance for Saints. Oh, if the better option would have been surely to pass there.
Well, maybe so, but we've still another set of 6. As Andy Haig steps down, puts the welly down. Speed merchant Haig. Not had many chances this season, had a lot of trouble with a leg injury. Martin, Hammond, lofted ball, taken by Prescott. Prescott going for the corner. Forced into touch, great tackling there by the Reds. Prescott went for the option, took it to the corner. Obviously eats up a little bit of time, but end-to-end stuff.
Relentless. Darren Rodgers has this habit of making it look as though he's letting his man go, giving him a start. That time he got back with Nathan McAvoy, and that was a try-saving tackle. 19-12. Gary Broadbent has to hang on to that one, 10 metres from his own line. But Salford's work rate has been absolutely superb. No praises, and look at that, McAvoy still forcing his way forward. Mazzini wants to get on with it quickly. He'll come forward, stay on his feet as long as he can, and the Salford fans are shouting for their team because they know they've seen a wonderful, magnificent effort from the Salford Reds. Ian Watson were on the receiving end of a big hit. The defence from Salford has been superb. Again, Saints penalised. Again, Steve Blakely wants to get on with it quickly, tries to find a way through, but unable to. Salford still working hard, even though it is the last minute, to see if they can have the last score on this game. David Hume holds on, and breaks it his. The referee says that's all right, still Salford are passing. Got a knock on given against Naylor, perhaps a bit harshly at this stage of the game. Salford, well, they can hold their heads up high after a performance that's been as good as any that we've seen from them over the years. They might be losing, they might be going to lose this game, but really, Ron, you've got to admire the team that were the underdogs tonight.
Well, you certainly have. They've certainly brought it to the Saints, haven't they? I think Salford were hard done by there. I didn't think that was a knock-on. It was right in front of us. But the touch judge give it, not the referee. But yeah, they played out of the skins. Nobody likes getting beat. But when you've shown the commitment that the Reds have shown tonight, you can go home. Obviously, you've not got your 2 points. You've lost your unbeaten record. But my word, you've competed tonight and you've put a frightener under the Saints, haven't you? They get back in winning ways. 2 points. There's the final hooter. 19 points to 12. Saints run out winners. 8-6 at half-time. Salford down to 12 men, and just when Saints wanted to capitalise on the 12 men, it was Salford that went in. Watson with a try, converted by Blakely. Salford in the lead, 12-8. Saints came back 5 minutes later, just before you was back to a full complement when Forber came back on. Hunt went in, Golding converted it, 14-12, and it stayed at 14-12 up to 6 minutes to the end, Steve. Then Martin went in for the try after Golding chipped it through, and then a Golding drop goal, and that was it, 19-12. But your supporters there, and you...
Fantastic support for the Salford Reds. The Salford Reds supporters recognising the quality of the Salford performance. They're staying to cheer their team, and the Salford Reds are applauding them. This has been a fabulous Salford Reds performance. Saints have the victory, Saints have the 2 league points, but this is a Salford Reds team that's going places.
Well, you've been down to 12 men for... Yes, you've lost 20 minutes of play with 2 players simbing, and I really thought that we'd take the steam out of you tonight, but obviously not. It's a strange old game, isn't it? And just on the day, and you certainly competed. It was all Salford in the first half, up to a score near the end, in the last minute, and then obviously you just lost out by 19-12. Great game of rugby, superb rugby we're seeing in Super League. Nothing can be taken for granted. Saints with a home tie here next Sunday against the Wellington Wolves, and you a game next week.
Got to pick ourselves up for Friday night, can you believe, at London Broncos. That's going to be very, very difficult after a game like this one.
It certainly is. Let's hope you can pick yourself up, but the Saints running out winners, 19 points to 12. You've been with Mike Ron, thanks for joining us. Join us for the next game.
Chris Brass, hoops it high. Neil was in there. Mark Winstanley to the